Hello again, everyone. Age of Dune here, and we're back with another League of Legends Shoutcast. It's definitely been a little while, eh? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cast a Ranked 5s game because I wanted to go ahead and do that. I'll probably be doing a lot more of that, and then my other, if I end up continuing and doing this, I'll probably do Ranked 5s for full-on Shoutcasts, and then if I want to feature a single player, I'll probably go ahead and do a single player shoutcast and focus only on that player. I figure that actually kind of makes a little more sense. I used to kind of enjoy casting solo queue games, but after a while, I don't know, it got to be less fun for me in a little ways. But yeah, anyway, so we're going to go ahead and cast this game. This is Team Misfits here, as you can see. RF Legendary, Crumbs, Alex Ish, Remilia, and then I'm not actually sure who Fierce Sky is. I know they just a little bit of a fight there.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
They're having trouble getting their ADC in, so they actually picked up Team 8's Maple Street. So this may be him, or it could be somebody else that they were doing while waiting for something to come through and for them to pick up Maple Street. I'm not actually sure. This was about a week ago, and I think Maple Street's and the announcement that he was going to be joining was somewhat more recent. So I'm not actually sure if that is Maple Street or not, but it might be. And they're going to be against this team right here, Brawl LNA. I believe that their name definitely had Brawl in there a couple times. Don't remember the entire name. I'll call these guys Brawl, these guys Misfits. You know how it goes. So on this team, the Misfits there, we definitely have a very hard engage comp. I mean, that's what these guys did. They've got Crumbs on Yi. He's got to get in there and fight. We've got RF Legendary, super fast, engage, fight. The only thing that is not really for that is Alex Ish here, but I mean, they still have Sivir and Remilia both want to get in there, fight, rip people to shreds, and then you're done. So they're very good at engaging, whereas these guys have somewhat more of a disengaged comp with Alistar and rek'sai can go ahead and pop people up as well. And then just fight from a range, because you've got Ziggs, really good at harassing from range. You get engaged on, you're going to have a bad time. He can pop himself out, but other people can still follow him. And then, of course, you've got the Lucian, really good, fight from range, kite you away, pew 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 with his ulti. He's great fun. But so RF Legendary going to be up here in the top lane on the Hecarim. He's going to be against the Gnar, played by Billy Boss. The mid lane, we've got Alex Ish, of course, playing as Lulu. Going to be against Bon Quiche, playing as Ziggs. The bot lane, we've got Fierce Sky playing Sivir versus Lucian, played by Latman. And then the supports are Alistar, played by Baby X3. Nice little bit of engage there from those guys. Very nicely done. Versus Misfit Remilia, playing as Morgana. And finally, we've got the junglers here. We've got Crumbs playing, well, Misfit Alberto, but that is Crumbs, playing as Master Yi. He's going to be against the rek'sai here, which is 14A. Interesting name there. Interesting name. So, yeah, Misfits are definitely trying to get into the LCS. They are, I believe, in the Challenger Series for this next season. And honestly, I'd love to see these guys get into the LCS. I have followed RF Legendary for a very long time, back when he used to be purely, oh man, that was super close. Back when he used to be a hardcore Nidalee main, and that was really all he did. He has definitely improved his champion pool from what I've seen. He is no longer a one-trick pony, which, I mean, it makes sense. If you're going to get into the LCS, you really can't be a one-trick pony. And he's really not anymore. He does play more of the meta top lanes. He still loves his Nidalee, of course. I mean, every pro has something that they really love to play. So, I mean, that's his. But at the same time, he's still able to play the other ones and probably play them pretty well. We'll be able to see in this game how well that is. But honestly, given the fact that he's in a very high-level team, he himself is Challenger, and I mean, I can't see Alex Ish coming over here and picking somebody who's bad. So he's probably pretty darn good. So, gotta have a little faith in the guy. I like him, and I'd really love to see him get in there. Also, it'd be cool to see Alex Ish get into the NALCS as well. And actually, I'm kind of excited about Romelia too. The first female professional players to actually be on the team. As long as she makes it into it, and as long as they don't do the, hey, you got us in, now we're going to ditch you thing, which really annoys me so much. So many teams have done that. It's always annoying. RF getting shoved up to the tower here, but that means he's going to get a ton of CS, and that's exactly what he's doing. He is just getting lots of CS, using his abilities there to go ahead and sustain up that spread of dead here. Very nice indeed, and able to keep him pretty high up, actually. Down the bot lane, we look at the CS-wise. The Fierce Guy here, which, again, may or may not be Maple Street, is a little ahead of Lucian, and we do actually have a little bit of a fight here. Ooh, that just barely missed. It was a good attempt there. Ended up coming out in Latman's favor, though. It's a good trade for the blue team, for Brawl. Billy Boss versus Legendary up here. CS-wise, understandably, Gnar's a bit ahead. I mean, it is Gnar. He's really good in lane. He's got the extra range on Hecarim. So, RF Legendary really just has to sit back, get the XP, and then do what he can. Now, here comes the teleport here. He's going to teleport back to lane, get all that CS again. But really, for now, the important thing is getting that CS, or the XP. Later on, he's not going to be bullied out of lane nearly as much by the Gnar. And at that point in time, we're going to see him start shooting up in CS. That would be my prediction. So far, not really many ganks from the junglers, which I'm kind of surprised about. I mean, at the same time, Yi not really a ganking jungler. He can gank if he's ganking a lane with CC. But if the lane he's ganking doesn't have CC, he's going to have a really rough time. Because he's going to be able to smack them once or twice. They're going to walk away, and he'll just kind of be there sad, looking very mournfully at them. But he's a killer farm jungler, and if he can get a decent amount of farm, he can come out later on and just rip everyone apart. He's somewhat difficult to CC due to his Q. You try to stun him, and all of a sudden, whoop, he's in CC, he's in his Q, you can't touch that, and now he's going to touch you because you don't really have anything you could say about it. But he's got to get to that stage, and while he's getting to that stage, a lot of times you'll find that he's not ganking, and if you gank, you could start feeding your lanes. We're not actually seeing that from rek'sai though. We're seeing that rek'sai is also choosing to go ahead and mostly just farm up the jungle. I don't think we've seen a gank from her yet, and that's really not a good sign for the blue team. As I mean, they really need to have something snowballing the lanes right now, because you don't want to be about even when the Master Yi comes to play. You're gonna have a rough time. Yes, they've got good kiting and everything, but these guys have such killer engage. They're going to be able to get in there and just rip you apart. You've got the Sivir ulti, which is going to make it so that they can just come in and you're not going to be getting away from Master Yi. You won't. You could pop him up, and then he'll go into his Q, he'll be right on you, and again, he is so fast, he'll just be chopping you to bits, and you're going to have a rough time. Morgana comes in with her ulti, you're not going to be able to run away from that, and you can scatter so only a couple of you get hit, but one of you is going to get stunned. And at that point in time, that one's dead, because Master Yi has such damage that he's going to be able to just destroy you. So we'll see what ends up coming out there. For now, again, no ganks, and I feel like that's definitely not going well for them. Nice Gnar there from Billy Boss, though, shoving RF Legendary into the wall, got a lot of damage on him there. But at the same time, RF Legendary is definitely keeping up now on the CS. You see he is the lead there. 9 CS difference. That's been pretty much static. He has stopped falling behind and instead keeping up. And of course he's got that Hecarim sustain, so Gnar's not as able to shove him out of lane anymore. He's able to use the boomerangs there to go ahead and do some damage, but Hecarim's got Crystal and Flash. RF Legendary is going to be able to keep that life going up all the time, especially if he uses the Spirit of Dread there to go ahead and heal him whenever anything happens. There we go. Here we go. In comes the Master Yi. Gnar jumps, flashes out. Oh, the ultimate from Hecarim. They are turret diving this. Gnar is about to hit Mega Gnar, though. There we go. Gets the Mega Gnar. Flash from Crumbs. Is it going to happen? Yes! Out comes Crumbs' Q gets out of that with no problem. They dodge the Ziggs ulti, and absolutely nobody dies on Misfits. Very nice management of that tower aggro, because you saw one more hit and Crumbs would have been dead. So he uses his Q, puts it back on RF Legendary. RF Legendary then immediately starts backing off, but doesn't back off to the point where the tower switches back to Crumbs. He takes the last tower shot he could take, they both get out, down goes Billy Boss, and that's a kill there for Crumbs, which is not something you want to see when Crumbs is Master Yi. Ooh, nice dodge there. Still a fairly passive lane down here in the bot lane. They're actually pretty well even on CS. The wave here for Brawl is actually slightly bigger, so that's why you're seeing a little bit of a lead there for FierceSky. I have a feeling once these waves even out, they're actually going to be exactly even on CS. Ooh, Alistar going in, out comes the culling, and not really going to do too much damage. The Sivir used her ult, got ahead, and got out of that. Ulti also came out from Romelia there, though. So that's... Actually, I think that's everybody's ulti but Alistar. So, lots of ultis down. Not really much to show for it, though. That is a strange... That looks weird. That Poro gets huge. Alright, Billy Boss back up to lane here. RF Legendary level 9 versus the level 8, or level 9 now, Gnar. So they're back to about even, and yes, still 10 CS. So he's lost 1 CS overall compared to the last time we compared to them. But honestly, I think he'll be able to come back here pretty quickly. And we do see Crumbs working his way over yet again. It is warded this time. So if he follows that same gank path, the Gnar's gonna know. He just got out of Mega Gnar though, and now he's little. So now he's got to try to get out of this. It's going to be a whole lot harder for him. He's not going to be able to Mega Gnar under the tower like he did last time. It's a whole lot safer for these guys. In goes Crumbs, out comes his ulti. The gank comes in onto Billy Boss. Oh, the Hecarim ulti fears him back. Billy Boss is dead again. That Q follows through to finish him off. They get the kill onto Crumbs yet again. And that is the second gank here onto the Gnar. But he's feeling kind of Dyrus-like right now. Not really much going on in the rest of the map. We look at the CS. We do see that Alex Ish is 3 CS above the Ziggs. Down the bot lane, pretty much even as well. Every other lane's going almost exactly even. But these guys are snowballing this top lane out of control. And that's getting RF Legendary the assists. That's getting Crumbs the kills. That's making things a lot more dangerous for this blue team late game. Brawl is going to have a rough time. Because again, of all the people to get fed, Master Yi is definitely not the one you want. And he is definitely getting fed. He's gone back to the jungle now. Going to go ahead and farm up again. Can't say I blame him. RF Legendary did get his Skirmisher Saber. Going to go ahead and make it so that, yeah, you don't do nearly... Or actually, we do more damage to you. So... Gonna be rough against the on the Gnar here. There we go. Gnar gonna try to shove him back, but honestly, RF Legendary didn't take that much damage from that anymore. Gnar's not able to do too much. Mega Gnar pops out. Doubt we'll see another gank anytime soon. Crumbs really needs to go ahead and farm up his jungle, so we'll probably see him hang out there. And again, we've still not really seen much from rek'sai. She's just farming her jungle. I don't know. I always kind of felt like rek'sai was one you want to go ahead and gank a lot on, and we're just not seeing that this game. Not at all. A little bit of harass there from Alex Ish onto the Ziggs, but not really too big of a deal. Not really. And again, Alex Ish slightly ahead of Ziggs. Very slightly, but at the same time, it is a Lulu versus Ziggs lane. Ziggs is amazing at CS. If you're ahead of him or even with him, you're probably having a pretty good time. And yeah, I'd definitely say Alex Ish having a pretty darn good time in this game. Gonna shove this wave forward again. Not gonna be able to make the guy miss any of it though. There we go. Got all the CS on his own though. And we do have another gank coming in here from Crumbs. Gonna walk into the bush this time. I don't know that he's gonna... He won't get seen. He will not get seen. RF Legendary trying to bait this Gnar out. In he goes, followed by that ulti again. Gets the challenging smite onto Billy Boss. Billy Boss getting low. Down goes Gnar again. And that is another kill for Master Yi. Master Yi immediately turns to the tower, gets a couple tower shots off. Now they're going to go ahead and back off. Gnar's having a rough game this time. He switched back into that mini Gnar form. Out came the challenging smite from RF Legendary, and they're able to just rip him apart. Again, over and over, this guy is getting ganked, and it's just getting Crumbs more and more fed. He now has the Giant's Belt here, got a pickaxe, got the Ruby Crystal. He's got a lot of damage, and then, of course, the Skirmisher's Saber, making that one as well. Oh, wait. Yeah. You do true damage, and their damage to you is reduced by 12. Okay, that's what I thought it did. I just missed that previous stuff. But yeah, so he's going to do true damage every time he smacks. I mean, he's Master Yi, so he already does it based on that. But he's going to do even more now, and then the challenging smite from RF Legendary triggers it for him as well. I don't know those stats. I'm not actually sure, but we do actually have a fight down here, and they actually trade 1 for 1, we see. In goes the Lucian, jumps in they go onto Morgana. Out comes that ulti though, stuns Latman up. The Q from Sivir comes out, one more auto attack, finishes him off. ADC gets the kill on both teams, 1 for 1. Even trade again for those guys. Looks like Ramelia is going to go ahead and head back. Alistar is going to stick around for farm. It's not really going to be too big of a deal though. Not really. And Crumb's back in the jungle. We're going to go ahead and give that blue buff here to the Lulu. Not really all that surprising. I do expect that we'll see the next blue buff as well go to Ziggs. Okay. Saw a couple pings and I saw Crumbs headed down this way. It looks like he's not going to go for it though. Not going to go for it. RF Legendary back up top. Billy Boss headed back in lane. He is still slightly ahead on CS, which is actually slightly surprising, but at the same time, every time they've done a gank on this guy, RF Legendaries had to go back every time because he needed health. Usually he would take just enough tower shots, except for the second time. Second gank, he actually was full health. But the first and the last gank there, he was actually really low on health, so he went ahead and headed back. But again, he's got 3 assists, so that's giving him a pretty darn good gold lead there. And we see Crumbs setting up for yet another gank on this guy. Yet another gank. The ulti from Hecarim is here. There we go. He's wanting to go in. Out comes that speed boost. In comes Master Yi. There we go. Out goes the ulti. Does not land though. RF Legendary taking up the turret. In comes rek'sai. Finally, Billy Boss hits Mega Gnar. Gnar's out. Finishes off the Hecarim. He's going to survive this just barely. He does survive this. Nice jump out. rek'sai gets both of those kills, and that negates a lot of the earlier ganking. That was a not such a wise time for them to go in, as he did hit the Mega Gnar, and unfortunately for them, rek'sai was around too, and that really put it back into the favor of Brawl there. And that really was what did it for them. That presence of rek'sai able to go ahead and help it. Also, the dodge of Gnar, dodging that Hecarim ulti, because had that not happened, he actually would have been CC'd. He would have taken a lot more damage right off the bat. Things would not have turned out so well for Brawl. But instead, he was able to go and dodge that ulti, which kept him alive, and then they were just able to use the tower to destroy these two and turn that good gank into a bad gank very quickly. These guys probably should have fallen back as soon as the Hecarim ulti missed. At the same time, I can kind of understand why they didn't. They didn't know at the time that rek'sai was there, so they're like, yeah, we'll be able to do this fine, we'll get out, and it'll be great. Unfortunately, rek'sai was right there, and turned that around on them. The ward right here, and they're saying, hey, Master Yi's going for that blue, which kind of looks like he might be. Nope, just clearing out the tunnels for now. For now. Don't know what else he's doing. But we do see most of Misfits here kind of looking like they're headed towards mid. We do see them starting to get dragon control here. They've got vision. Blue team has no vision. And gonna go head back now, but we may see a dragon attempt fairly soon here. We'll have to see what ends up happening. And there we go. RF Legendary also on his way down. My guess, we'll probably see a dragon. He's going to go for the Scuttle Crab, though. And we'll see if Gnar is able to go ahead and turn this around on him. Yep, he got it with his smite there. Now he's going to be able to walk right on out. He does have Telly up, so as long as he survives, it's... Oh, forced to ult there. That's going to be terrible for them. I don't know that they're going to go for the dragon kill anymore. He's got the teleport. He's got home guards, right? He does have home guards. Could still do it, but without the ulti there, it's a whole lot less likely. He's just going to run back to base run back to lane for now and do what he can there. These things are about to expire, and we do see the blue team Brawl here starting to try to get a little vision control of their own around the dragon. Remelia trying to make that not happen, and the pink ward, which was just placed, going down. Hate when that happens. Billy Boss doing a lot of damage here, unfortunately for RF Legendary. Came back to lane. Oh, the frozen mallet Gnar. I had a friend who absolutely loved that from the MSI, seeing that frozen mallet Gnar. Because it's so hard to get away from him. You're just always slowed, and you have a pretty darn rough time. Ha! Got him to jump out, though, by actually kind of freaking him out, going in and using that challenging smite. I have a feeling that the Gnar probably thought, oh crap, Crumbs was coming again. He wasn't, which is actually, I believe, what RF Legendary was trying to do there. Just freak him out, bait him out, and see what he could do. Out comes the ultimate from Alex Ish, but multiple members of both teams are converging on this point very quickly. Sivir hanging out there. It was picked up by that ward, though. Not going to go in. RF Legendary headed back. He's sitting there. They're getting ready for a home guard teleport. That is 100% what is happening here. We'll see if it ends up actually going off. As of right now, no. There we go. These guys are positioning for the dragon, though. They're going to start it up right here. And RF is still hanging out in base. His ult up very soon here. There we go. It is up. This is probably about to happen. Dragon goes to Master Yi. In comes that teleport from RF Legendary. Ooh, unfortunately for them, blue team was more than happy to disengage from that, and that is a teleport cooldown blown from RF Legendary. Didn't end up getting anything out of it. I think they kind of expected the blue team Brawl to head this way. Unfortunately, they didn't, and now the Brawl is actually able to go ahead and answer with a turret kill. So yeah, they got the dragon, but they lost a turret kill for it, and they lost the cooldown of that teleport. Not such a good play in the end with that. Also, a little bit of damage done to this tower as well, but that's pretty well okay. Somebody just got a rabbit on his death cap. Eventually it'll actually show me who, but there we go. Lulu. Alright, RF Legendary now has his rabbit on his death cap. That'll be nice. That'll help. A ward there. Oh, okay. Saw it with that ward. Saw him walk over there. They know there's a ward there. Good read by them. Probably something I should get a little better at. Oh man, our Alex Ish going in, forcing that Ziggs back. Ziggs is really low, gonna be forced to fall back. rek'sai here to back him up on the off chance that the dive came out, and just to keep Alex Ish off the tower. Not gonna go for it though. He's just gonna get some harassment off onto rek'sai. Fall back. Yeah, there you go. And RF Legendary now able to go ahead and farm up completely free. He's about the same behind. He's currently 12 behind. So, been very consistent this game as being only slightly behind. Who was that? Who was that? I don't actually know what that is. But there we go. Out comes that frozen mallet, slowing RF Legendary. He's got the speed boost though. He should be able to get out of this. Maybe forced to ulti. He was again forced to ulti. That sucks. And Morgana was on her way up here. Remelia not able to help that out. That's pretty darn unfortunate there for them. But we do have a fight setting up right down here. In they go on to Baby X3. He's going to go down here. Pops his ultimate. He's still getting really low flashes, but the Q follows him. Heal comes out from Latman. Down he goes. rek'sai engages as well. They are going now for rek'sai, the ultimate from Morgana. Able to see him in place. Getting really low. Down she goes. There we go. Down she goes. Remelia flashes away. Going to try to get out of this. Down goes Alex Ish. Remelia goes down too. Alberto now stuck out of position. RF Legendary coming back in to try to help. In goes the Q from Alberto. Crumbs And are they going to be able to get the Yordle? Yes, they do. Now RF Legendary has to survive this. I can't see him doing it. He's going to end up going down. And Crumbs goes down to the Lucian. You're still not dead? He's going to die soon, but he is keeping them distracted for the moment. Nicely done there. Oh, there we go. Finally goes down. That's the ace. And the Brawl comes out ahead there. I can't really say I'm surprised, given the fact that RF Legendary wasn't there to begin with. They engaged this, and they kept chasing. They kept chasing. RF Legendary had to go back because he was low on health. So he came back into the fight late. The rest of Brawl was able to get together a whole lot quicker, and unfortunately, Misfits were forced to, at least at the beginning, focus a lot onto Alistar here, because he did use his ulti, and that reduces damage so much. So it made them blow a lot onto him, and then finally in comes Hecarim way later. Not even his fault, just because of the fact that he wasn't there because he had to go back. They ended up coming out behind there, but they're still really close on. Actually, they're actually a decent amount behind thanks to these 3 towers. So gold-wise, they are actually pretty far behind. I think I just said actually about 4 times in 2 sentences. Yep, that just happened. It's okay though. Crumbs back to farming up the jungle here. Gonna go ahead and get that red buff. Good thing to have on Master Yi. Slows people down so you can smack them around a bit. Have a good time. RF Legendary farming up the jungle as well. Gets picked up by that ward, so they know exactly where he is. And he is now headed back up to the top lane. Gnar has shoved it out some. It's going to come across this wave. Not going to go for it yet, though. No real reason. And we do see the entire Misfits team getting right around this mid. Looks like Crumbs wanting to go for a flank. Nope, going to go for the Scuttle Crab instead. We look at the Dragon Timer. About a minute from now, so they're starting to get some control over it. A little soon to get too heavily invested, but definitely want to get at least some control just so that you can come back later and finalize your control right about the time that you actually want to worry about it. We do see that the teleport is back up for RF Legendary now, so we're probably going to see him head back after this next wave. Head back, go sit in the fountain, activate those home guards, and get ready for this dragon fight, because that's coming up very soon here. And we're going to probably see them go for this. There we go, Alberto Crumbs shoving down this bot lane. Going to be able to go ahead, CS this, and everybody's headed back, getting ready for this dragon. Ooh, the interrupt there. That was dirty. Very nice, very nice. There we go. Everybody's coming back now. They've all bought most of their gold, most of their items here. There we go. Oddly, Crumbs is choosing right now to go back. That is actually pretty dangerous because the blue team can collapse on Dragon, which is spawning right now, and these guys might not end up being able to get it. The teleport from RF Legendary is there. He's now walking away from it. Looks like they are going to be abandoning this Dragon. They're going to give this up, let Brawl go ahead and secure it, and just stall out the game for a little while longer. That is the second Dragon of the game here for the blue team. Kind of surprised by that. They had made motions of securing that, and then they just kind of one by one backed and ended up throwing that away. Gotta worry about your back times when you're in this level of play. Silver, doesn't really matter. I mean, sometimes it does. For me, every once in a while, I find times that it actually would have been better had we not backed, but usually it doesn't matter. Oh, that binding hit. He actually went directly into it. Yi is coming around from behind. Gets shoved back, though, by... Oh, down he goes. Anyway, gets shoved back by the Alistar. Looks like they might be going for this. Another dark binding hits. They are going for Baby X3. Nice ulti from Ziggs, though, shoving them back. A nice spell shield from Morgana, keeping Alberto from getting hit back. And they're just ripping rek'sai to shreds. Down he goes. Crumbs continue to take it. In comes RF Legendary, able to get a lot more damage. That is a double kill there for RF Legendary. They get a tower. They're going for a second. They're going to be able to get this. There's nothing that Gnar alone is going to be able to do versus this. They may be able to go for the inhibitor. I kind of doubt it, though. I think they're probably going to fall back. Oh, another dark binding hits. They might go for that because of that. A very nice dark binding. There we go. Billy Boss getting slowed again. They did back off of him, but because of that, they're now able to secure this tower for sure. There we go. Down it goes. There. And now they're going to back off. Don't want the respawning enemy to go ahead and come at you. And they are just going to go ahead, head straight back. They've got Baron control here. They've got vision over Baron. They're going to know if the enemy goes ahead and starts it, which really unlikely at this stage anyway, because you don't want to start a Baron. Not at this stage in the game when your enemy's all up and they're all pretty darn dangerous. You're going to have a rough time if you do. And now that gold lead has completely swung around. It is now in Misfits' favor. They're about 2k up, and things aren't looking so good now for Brawl. We'll see if the Misfits can go ahead and keep that up, or if they end up falling back off later. About to have a lot more farm coming in here for RF Legendary, which he does kind of need. He has actually fallen to about 35, well, 35 exactly gold CS behind right now, and we do see another fight possibly starting to make out here. Another Dark Binding lands, but it breaks down onto Baby X3, not who you really want to go in on. There we go, the fight comes out. Remilia goes down, was caught out of position and ended up going down to the Lucian. And oh man, in goes rek'sai onto Master Yi. Gets hit by that Q. They are just going to disengage this. In comes Alex Ish. One good thing about the Lulu, can go ahead and pop up Master Yi, popping up, well, hit Master Yi with the ultimate, popping up everybody around Master Yi, and making Master Yi the big Master Yi, so you can just go ahead and destroy everything while staying alive pretty darn nicely. But unfortunately for the Misfits, with Remilia getting caught out there, they're not going to really be able to do much at all. Gonna just try to keep these guys off of their tower. Blue buff going over to Zig, so they've got a little time. Remilia's now back up. She can go back to landing those killer Dark Bindings, which we've actually seen a decent number of. And every time they land, it usually results in a kill for Misfits. They're really good at engaging because, like I said, I mean, they've got a very good hard to engage comp. Once they're ready to fight, which they are right now, they're going for this, you're gonna have a rough time. Out comes the disengage from Alistar, shoving Alberto Crumbs back. In they go. Ultimate comes out. Remilia getting low. Out comes the Hacker Multi. Down goes Ziggs. That is a killing spree there for RF Legendary. They are now ripping Billy Boss ahead. He just switched back to Mininar. Down goes rek'sai as well. Going for the Alistar. He goes down, and that is a dead inhibitor. These guys are not going to be able to stop this. We'll see what the Misfits continue with after. I doubt they're going to go for too much more. They've got no minion waves here, so they're not going to be able to go for any of these towers. They may go straight for this one because I kind of doubt it though. Again, they don't have minions. They really need to get these minions so they can do some damage to the towers. They need to shove these waves back. Their wave control so far, at least in the past few minutes, been pretty poor. Oh, teleport coming in. They're wanting to go for RF Legendary. Billy Boss does anyway. RF Legendary says hello, and he's getting slowed up by that Frozen Mallet. Out comes the ulti from rek'sai coming in. The speed boost comes out from RF Legendary. I think he's gonna die here. I cannot see him escaping this. He's really tanky. He's trying his best. Out comes the ultimate, which just came in. The Dark Binding comes out, does not hit, but it does scare them back. RF Legendary managed to survive that for so long. Pulled over a lot of the enemy here. Ended up not giving up anything. In goes Latman onto Alex Ish, though. Gotta watch out. Gets hit really low himself. Dark Binding barely misses. Remilia caught out now. In comes Alberto Crumbs, but Remilia goes down before he's able to get there. In goes the Sivir now. They are ripping Billy Boss off, but now they're forced to run because it's a 2 versus 5 here. In comes RF. His ulti is down. Pop-up comes out from rek'sai. They're trying to disengage. Down goes the Gnar to that nice Lulu flash. And they are still going to go for this. They do catch the Ziggs there. He ends up going down. That's another 2 kills for the Misfits, who immediately turn on the Baron here. And Brawl has to go back. They're losing their base. If they stick around here, they're going to lose at least 1 tower. We do see Lucian head back. Baron is going to go to these guys. Down goes Alistar to Misfit Alex Ish. And there we go. The Baron does indeed go over. They don't lose their towers, though, because they did send Latman back. Had they not done that, things would not have gone well for them at all. And now these waves are getting to where they're going to start auto-pushing this way, just because of the waves of super minions crashing here. And as you saw there, just keeping at least keeping the other two waves shoved, at least some. And of course, we've got the fact that these guys have the Baron buff, so simply by being there, they're already shoving this forward. He's going to head back now. Got that accelerated back. He does get out, just barely. Had it not been for Baron buff, he'd be dead right now. But because he does have that Baron buff, able to get out of that with no problem. Looks like it's still a decent amount of time before the inhibitor comes back, which is not a surprise. Another tower goes down the bot lane due to those empowered minions, plus 3 members of the red team shoving it hard. Down goes a second tower, and we do see the blue team Brawl here finally answering it up, but it's a little too late for that. They just lost 2 towers. That is now 6 towers versus 3 for Brawl, and Misfits are having a pretty good time. We may see them, we are seeing them setting up, because we see RF Legendary back in the fountain again, hitting off those home guards. There's nothing for him to teleport to at the moment, but if these guys engage, he'll probably teleport to one of these. Kind of surprised these guys aren't. Oh, actually, he can just teleport to this. There we go. Out comes the ulti from Sivir there, engaging. Teleport comes in from RF Legendary. He goes in, and he is disengaging both of these. He ends up finishing off the Lucian before he can do anything. Now they're going for Ziggs. Ziggs goes down. That's a double kill for RF. Oh, Dark Binding on Alistar. Alistar is gone. And Gnar is the only survivor. He's going to be forced to back off, though. That's going to be a game right there. You can't stop this. Congrats to Misfits. They have won this battle. And maybe we'll see them again. Like I said, do intend to be casting some more team games like this. I feel like I'll probably enjoy that more, as we'll actually see cohesive ganks and stuff. It won't be the chaos of solo queue, but we'll see. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye.